Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
7 Jacksonville sheriff's officers arrested in 2017. The most recent accused of beating a handcuffed 17-year-old. A Jacksonville sheriff's officer is behind bars on suspicion of beating a handcuffed 17-year-old. Officer Timothy James has been stripped of his power and arrested. He's been with the force for just over 3 years. But a local attorney says this is not the first incident involving Officer James. Channel 4's Destiny Amiker is outside JSO headquarters with the latest. Destiny? Local attorney John Phillips tells News4Jax Officer James is the same person who hit and killed Blaine Land last month as he was crossing University Boulevard. JSO says Officer James was on his way to a call out when the crash happened. Phillips is now representing Land's family. Phillips also says Officer James was involved in an incident at UF Health, Jacksonville in April. That's where a mother says an officer brutalized her 21-year-old son, Daniel Neiman. Phillips says James was that officer. Phillips says this is further confirmation that JSO needs body cameras or a citizens review board. He says his client, Blaine Land's family, and the other 2 incidents prove that James should not have been hired.
When an officer victimizes the victim and tells untruths once, it's kind of like, you know, everybody's mom always said a liar's a liar and a thief's a thief. We've got somebody that can't be taken at his word.
Land's family also released a statement saying they are requesting more information about Officer James. We will continue to follow this story. Look for updates on news4jax.com and tonight on the 10 o'clock news. A tragic accident in Mandarin this morning as a man is killed by a street sweeper. We first brought you this story as breaking news on the morning show. Channel 4's Scott Johnson brings us that update from Mandarin.
This happened right here off Loretto and San Jose in the parking lot behind the McDonald's here. Right here is where the street sweeper ran over a man. Police showed up here early this morning before most of the businesses were open and the
One person is under arrest after a string of overnight fires in Arlington. It happened near Burt and Lillian Roads. Police believe multiple cars at a local business were intentionally set on fire. Take a look at these pictures. The cars were completely destroyed. 5 cars were being worked on at Wally's Motors when they went up in flames. Part of Wally's Motors was damaged as well. About a block away, more cars were set on fire earlier that night. Investigators say the person arrested matched the description from surveillance video and witnesses. And in Satsuma, we are working to learn the cause of an early morning house fire. It happened on Bayou Drive. You can see in the video smoke pouring out of a home. We're told no one was hurt. And we now know the name of the woman who died this morning after her SUV flipped. It happened on I-95 at the 8th Street exit in Hogan's Creek neighborhood. The Florida Highway Patrol says 53-year-old Jacqueline Davis was driving south when she drove off the road as she was trying to exit. Her SUV hit a tree and flipped onto its roof. Davis was taken to the hospital where she died. And troopers are ramping up enforcement efforts on US 17. FHP is participating in the Border to Border campaign. All this weekend, they'll be targeting dangerous driving. That includes speeding, following too closely, distracted driving, and improper lane changes. It's all an effort to reduce crashes on US 17. Saying goodbye. Today, a K-9 who served our country was laid to rest. Dingo was an explosive detection and apprehension K-9. He is now in his resting place at the Military K-9 Memorial Section at Jacksonville Pet Funeral Home and Pet Memorial Park. Dingo was given a full military honors, including a 21-gun salute. During his time in the military, Dingo completed 2 tours of duty in Iraq and 1 in Africa. He also conducted more than 50 presidential protection sweeps. Dingo now has a permanent memorial in his honor. Fans are mourning the death of television's original Batman, Adam West. His family says he died peacefully in his sleep last night after a short battle with leukemia. West earned global hero status through reruns long after the original Batman series ended in 1968. More recently, he voiced characters named Adam West in both The Simpsons and Family Guy. His family took to Facebook telling his fans, "We want you to know how much your love and support meant to him throughout the years." West was 88 years old. Across the nation, anti-Sharia laws, demonstrations, and pro-Muslim counter-protests happened for the second weekend this month. People marched against the group of principles that govern the moral and religious lives of Muslims. The protest was put on by Act for America, an organization sometimes referred to as an anti-Muslim hate group. But organizers say the march is about fighting for human rights.
Is ACT anti-Muslim?
No, ACT is against Sharia law, right? Sharia law, which is degrading to women.
I want to stop the attacks on Muslims, on Arabs. We cannot allow any group to be scapegoated.
I don't think that Muslims are here to impose Sharia law on anybody. I think they're here in America because they value American values.
Today's demonstration was one of the largest protests against Islam. A consumer alert ahead why Tyson is pulling more than 2 million pounds of chicken from store shelves. But first, Dream Day. Today, an event held for children in our area battling life-threatening illness. We'll give you an inside look next. And there's a new way for you to get news and weather updates from News4Jax. If you have an Amazon Alexa device, you can get our flash briefings. Just go on over to the settings on your Alexa app, click flash briefings, and search News4Jax.